Hello, and welcome to Tanya's Beauty Box. I am Tanya, and today I am finally going to film a video. But not just any video, it is a collab, y'all, with my girl and your girl, Dion Laura. I will leave her name in the description box as well as in the title so you'll be able to check her out before or after you watch my video. We are doing a collab. We did a collab a few years ago, and I don't really remember what it was. However, I do now have a collab and tags playlist, and I found it and I put it there. So if you want to see how far we've come in our makeup application since then, check it out. We are going to be using a palette that, of course, we both have, but she has used hers. I have not used mine. I haven't even swatched mine, but I just had to have it, and I bought it when it first came out. I think she bought hers as well when it first came out. However, she is a certified makeup artist, so she has used it on herself, but didn't necessarily prefer it for herself. So she has placed that palette in her kit so that when she goes out on events or individual sessions, she can have that as an option for use either by the client's preference or when she, you know, seems like it makes sense to use in that particular makeup look. I looked at it, I marveled over it. I oohed and awed about it, but I have not touched it. And it's been sitting in a drawer ever since I bought it. Bad Tanya. Bad, bad Tanya. But today, I'm going to finally use it. And it is, ooh, Lord, the Natasha Denona Eye Sculpt Texture and Tone Palette. I have mine in the Dramatic. There you go. There were two options, a soft and a dramatic. I opted for the dramatic because it had deeper tones of shadow. Dion, of course, is lighter in complexion than me, and we thought, well, she thought that it would be interesting to see how this palette and its shades translated on two different skin tones. And to make it fair, we are going to be using six shades, and they're going to be the same six shades. She used a random picker generator. She put all the shade names in the generator, and it gave us six shadows. And I'm going to let you know what those shadows are in a minute. One of the stipulations was that no shadow basis, nothing that's going to enhance the opacity, the finish, the longevity of the well, not the longevity, but the that's going to make the shadow appear bolder or softer than what it is. Dion loves her Fenty eye primer. I have that also. However, I have no idea what I did with it. I've used it before, but I prefer the under. No, I prefer the Urban Decay anti-aging eye primer, but I can't find that either. So I found this little bitty baby here. It's a regular, original formula, Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. Okay, so this is the original, and I hope it's in here, something in here, and it is good to use. Now, this is of course the packaging of the palette. It is a dramatic palette, and this is a representation of the shades and how it's laid out. Man, I had it good when I first. Okay, here we go. How it's laid out and everything like that. So let's get it going. Let's open it up. This might be like maybe the third time I've opened this sucker, and I don't remember when it came out. I'll probably maybe I'll look that up and include that in the situation in the description box. As if I remember, okay, yeah, it did come with. So this is the packaging. It's white and debossed, embossed, debossed, whichever one engraved. There we go. The letters are engraved into the palette, so they're not raised. It is customizable, and so it has holes here where you can move around, rearrange the palette. I never do that. Or say you love a shade, you used it, and she happens to carry it in a single. I know she used to do singles. I'm not sure if she still does singles. If she happens to carry it in a single, maybe you could purchase that and pop that sucker in. And the sides are so it's like a clear backing, but the white is inset. Okay, and memory serves me correct that it came with a little card here of information on how you could do how many looks? Two looks. So this is the dramatic palette, as I said, and it gives you an idea of how you can place your shadows. I am not going to be following this, and Dion is not going to be following this. But if you are, I'm not even sure if this palette is still available. I think it is, but if you were interested, it does give you an idea of two looks. That's right up on the this side here under the word dramatic. A natural everyday look and a bold dramatic look. Well, as I said before, we are not following Natasha's directions. We are using our own little minds to create banging looks. Or that is the that's what we're going for. At least that's what I'm going for. And I know Dion is so creative. She's daring. She's bold in her application. She puts things in places that you wouldn't think. Shadow placement. She thinks outside of the box. I'm more traditional, conservative. Still apply my shadow the Mary Kay way, if anybody knows what that means. I like color. Not as bold into color as she is. My eye looks tend to be more on the dramatic side because I wear glasses and I need if I'm going to wear the shadow, I need it to come from behind my glasses. So, what somebody traditionally might not wear during the day, like a smoky or more dramatic look, or bold, I'll put that on because my glasses seems to lessen the intensity of the appearance of the shadow that I'm wearing. Okay, so yeah, I'll go out in a smoky eye look in the middle of the day because the glasses kind of seem to tamp it down a little bit. But I'm talking. So I am supposed to. I haven't done a collab in quite a while, but I'm supposed to let you know what the shades are that we're going to be using. And as I said, we have 6 shades picked by a random generator that we're both going to use. I have no idea where she's going to place her shadows. She has no idea where I'm going to place my shadows. But the idea is to show you what those 6 shadows, regardless of placement, how they will look on 2 different skin tones. As you can see, that's covering is still on there, and I'm going to leave it there. And this is the palette in all its glory. Look, isn't that beautiful? Yeah, very nice. So, again, this is the Ice Sculpt Texture and Tone Palette in Dramatic. There is a soft version. Oh, I'm supposed to tell you what the shadows we're going to be using. So let me hold this up so you guys can, let me wait for the lighting to adjust. We're going to be using, so they're denoted by the hue, either warm, yellow, rosy, pink, neutral, or cool. Okay? And by I'm going to assume intensity as well as far as the numbers are concerned. So Y1 is probably lighter than the Y2 than the Y3. Okay? But we have no Ys. What we have in no particular order is W1, W3, R1, P1, P3, and C1, which is crazy because this is going to be an all matte look. I forgot about that. Only shimmers are in the middle row, and they are denoted with the number 2. and we have no twos. Ones and threes. So we're going to do a matte look. I'm okay with a matte look. I think Dion is as well. I know she's done matte looks before, but I think she likes to go for the shimmer sham sham. The shimmer shimmer shimmer. You know. So yeah. This is going to be interesting. It's a faux flame and we have no shimmers on this sucker. I'm trying to find. I got so much crap, as my son would say. I got so much stuff that it's crazy, man. I'm trying to put this palette and leave it open so I can get to it and see my shadows, shades that I'm supposed to use. So let's let's get into it. Now I'm not going to be doing a full face. I'm just going to focus on the eyeshadow look itself. Whew, I haven't done this in quite a while. I've made videos, but they've been what I've bought. My show and tell. This is my playlist. So what I've purchased recently. And I've used them sporadically. You may not have filmed it or anything or even taken a picture. But I have I just posted a picture, I think it was the day before yesterday, about some things I have purchased that I showed you guys the day before yesterday, and showing you how it looks. So that's what I'm trying to do when I buy it, instead of trying to wait to do a full-fledged video. If I'm using it, take a picture and reference that in maybe a short or a community post. So check out my community tab. It's lots of information there. It's not just beauty. It's lifestyle, skincare, which is beauty, finance, just affirmations, things to look forward to, and little random tidbits of fun. I do quizzes and things, and I let you guys sometime choose what palette I'm going to use in my next video, and then I focus a look around that. So make sure you take not heed, pay attention to my community post, and you can also go there to communicate with me to let me know. Maybe there is a look that you might want me to try, or if you have an idea, not that you would, I gotta make a collection video so you can have an idea of what I have. So you can say, hey, use that palette. But I do have a collection video of all my palettes. Well, not all. The majority of my palettes from a couple of years ago. And I have since added to it. But at least that'll give you an idea of what I have, that you can probably say, hey, I haven't seen that palette been used in a while. Why don't you use that? Or something like that nature. Okay? So let's get started while I'm rambling. It's been a minute because I have not done this filming in front of the camera in quite a minute. I just picked some random brushes. They may or may not work well with this palette or where I need to apply things. It looks like I got a bunch of blending brushes some kind of way. I'm going to go ahead and apply my Urban Decay Primer Potion. I have my listing of the shadows I'm supposed to use. They are not in any type of order for placement or anything like that. But yeah, we're not using any shadow bases, so that'd be like a white, a black, something that's the same shade or tone as the actual shadow itself to give it a little bit more depth or opacity. So I'm not doing that. I am going to put on a brow, and I am going to conceal under my eye because I have this very dark under eyes, and that takes away and competes with my eyeshadow. So sometimes I put eyeshadow on and it looks so dull, like I didn't do anything. And it's because it's competing with the darkness under my eye. So if you have that particular problem and you have dark circles like me, instead of applying more shadow, do a nice conceal under the eye, and that will brighten everything up and then make your shadow come forward more because it's competing with that darkness. Oh, I'm sweating. And my little fan over here is out. I do not have my triangular light because I didn't, what did I do? I didn't charge it, so I'm about to turn this down on the mirror here. My Montuego mirror that I saw Jackie and the other side of beauty use, and went on Amazon and bought me one. It is a great mirror. Go get you one. I have a video on that. It'll be in my show and tell. The Montuego mirror. It was a pretty penny, but we got it on sale. So I'm not sure what it is now. Still available, but Prime Days is going on. So try that on Amazon. See if you can find it. Okay. So W1 3 R1, P1, 3, C1. Let me see what these look like and what I can do with it. So W1, W3. Whew. R1. P1. P3. Seems like it might be a satin, so that might be a little something in there. And then C1. It's going to be a very tonal look. All right. And we are not going to be using any other shadows to enhance look. Everything's coming out of this palette. So we're not grabbing for anywhere else, trying to make it, pop or anything. So where do I want to start? The lightest shade is going to be this P1. And I'm assuming it's a pink undertone. We have a W1, which is a warm undertone, but it's a little more neutral and deeper than the P1. So the P1 is like a peanut butter shade to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take or like bag nabbit. Well, that's the thing I'm going to drop for the video. Okay. Oh, this chair and this rug is no joke. This is I need to find something to apply these shadows. Like I said, I got a bunch of. See, like I grabbed a bunch of blending brushes. So I'm going to use this complex culture. Got it from Ipsy, the Precision Eyelid. I don't think they make this anymore, but these were some very nice brushes. And I'm going to go into P1. Now, this is my first time digging in, and I put my brush in the well, and it is kicking up dust. I'm going to knock that off a little bit. I already primed the eye. I'm going to bring this a little closer so I can see what I'm doing, because I can't see nothing with my glasses on, okay? And that ain't even a lie or a exaggeration. Whew, here we go. So we're going to put this on. And this is going to be more of a skin tone color for me. So it's really going to knock out the discoloration on my eyelid. I'm going to assume for Dion, you're actually going to be able to see it on her lid. This is like muting out my lid, so to speak. It's a little lighter, but for the most part, it is just canceling out the darkness. It's almost like I could possibly even use this under my eye to cancel out that darkness. So see, so it applies well. And I'm just smoothing it out, and it kicks up a lot in the pan. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, and I'm over my laptop, so I don't want it to go in the crevices or anything. So that P1, I'm gonna blow it out. There you go. Let's do the other side. And still kicking up the dust, but that's okay. So what have you lovely people been up to? I did a live a couple of days ago, like right, not days, about a week ago, when I came back from my business trip about a week and a half ago, and I did a live to unpack my makeup bag. Now I did not pack it on online, but I thought it might be cool, especially since I hadn't posted anything in a while, to unpack it so you can see what I took with me. And I did it as a live just to change things up a bit. So that really has, look at that darkness. That makes it really look bad, right? Look, a freaking raccoon. And a raccoon jumped on my porch the other night. That sucker was huge. He was cute though. He kind of like stood up on his hind legs and was like this, and I waved at him, and he was like, "Yeah, chick, I'm not talking to you." And I have like these cats that are I feed. It's like 5 to 6 of them. One of them called Baby Cat had about 4 kittens, and we named them. Well, I named one Cumulus. My son named one. Okay, I named one Cumulus. One is named Nimbus. The kids down the street named the only girl, which is Calico. Calicos are typically girls. Named her Nova, and then the other one is named Thunder. So my favorite is Cumulus. But he's been running from me lately. I guess I've been holding him and squeezing him and rubbing him too much. He like, here she come. She's not going to let me go. But he just falls asleep on my chest. But then I think I'm allergic to them. So, because I be having these sneezing fits. Like if I forget to wash my hands or something when I come back in the house. Oh my God, my whole life is feel like it's over. I hope you can't hear that. I got the door open and it's like a truck backing up. Okay, so I'm getting that out. Next, so we canceled out the darkness on the lid, which is not what I was trying to do, but is indicative of what that shade has done for me. So that was P1. All right. So I'm not going to say we're not supposed to use the shades twice because maybe I'll use one of the shades in a different way in the same look. But let's go to, whoo, I got to use, and we have to use all 6 shades. So we have to make it cohesive, make it make sense, not just put the shade on for shade's sake. And luckily, this is a tonal palette, so you're not getting the crazy colors popping up in the look, which could be fun as well. And Dion would rock. So I did P1. P3 looks like it's more of a satin. W3 and W3 and P1 look like they're just a hair shy of each other. C1 is like a tobacco brown. So I did P. Woo! I should have, before I got on camera, mapped this out. But this is part of the fun, I think. Trying to figure out what to do with these shades once you... And she might have mapped her stuff out. I don't know. But as you can clearly see, I have not. So P1, I'm going back over. R1 is that rosy, well, it's a rosier tone. And it's not that far off from the W1. The C1 is the tobacco shade. The P3 looks like it's the only satin. Man, what am I going to do? W3. I think I'm going to go in with W3. So we did P1. And we're going in with W3. That's in the corner there. I'm going to get me a blending brush since I seem to have 10,000 of them over here. And this is also a complex culture brush, which is called the all over shadow brush. I'm going to go into that W3 just with the tip, and that's kicking up some dust. Knock that off a little bit. I'm going to go into the transition area, right in the crease, right with the tip of the brush, lightly placing the shadow. And as you can see, there's not that much of a difference at all with that. But I've used it. I'm going to venture that maybe it might show up on Dion a little bit better, but maybe not because the colors are the same. But then I'm sure we'll be using different brushes, different pressure, different angle of holding the brush, different technique of applying the shadow. So all those things come into play. So I'm just using the very tip of the brush and placing that color in that crease area. And I have hooded lids or eyes or whatever. Like you can barely see this lid part, the mobile lid, when my eyes are open. Yeah, and I really got to get up under there and do something with that. But I got something for it. Believe that. All right, let's brush that blood off. That really didn't do too much of anything because they're so close. So let's go in with... Woo, I'm going to put R1. It's a rosy tone in my... Ooh, do I want to do that? I was thinking about maybe putting that in my brow bone. I think I'll do that because that W1 is going to be so close to the shade I already have on the whole eye. I'm going to use this number 6 Alter Ego brush. I got this off of Shop My or Shopify or whatever the frick it was. It was like a set of 8 to 10 brushes, I think, and they were like 15 bucks. And they're very good quality brushes. So I'm going to go ahead with this R1. Sorry I didn't pick it up and show you guys again. I'll show you the color. Before I tap it off, I'll show you the color. And of course, it's going to be washed out because That's what my camera does. Powdery, but we're going to go under the brow. So that gives a little bit of ooh, can you even see that? I see it, but I'm not sure if you guys can see it. This look is going to look like absolutely nothing on me, I'm going to say. But I hope you can see that there is some. Let me turn this down a little bit. Maybe that'll help. Or maybe it won't help. I can see that there is some. Let me turn it back up a little bit. I think I'll turn it up. Did I turn it down in the first place? I don't know. Oh man, it moved. It didn't change the dang frame light itself around. And that's too dark. Goodness. Light. Light is not your. Oh, I then dipped into the P1 because I can't see nothing. And they're right next to each other. So dip back into the R1. We're going to go on this side. I did not brush off or knock off the excess. I'm trying to get a little bit more color on the eyelid itself. I can see it. I'm just not sure you guys will be able to see what the heck is happening here. It looks so. Yeah, that's not gonna work. They're just running into each other on my skin tone. I can see it in person, but it's not translating very well through the camera. All right, let's rub that off. Got a little napkin over here. Now we're gonna go into what I gotta do. I did I used 3 so far. I got 3 more to go. Let's do the lid. And for the lid, I'm gonna use the one that looks like it has a little bit of a satin finish to it. It doesn't look so matte as the other one, and that is going to be the P3. I'm not sure if you guys can tell that the finish is a little bit different. I'm hoping it is because right now it looks like I just muted out my lid. So I'm going to go in with this precision eyelid brush from Complex Culture. Did I just use one of those? I might have had 2 or 3 of these seconds. I don't know. I'm going to go in with that. All right. And this is not kicking up. And then she has some like creamy mattes. I think this might be, I don't know what this is, but it seemed to be creamier than the other shades that I've been using. And it's picked up the intensity. And I think maybe this should have been used. It's got a deep tone to it that this probably should have gone in the crease area. I'm tempted to do that versus putting it on my eye lid. But I'm going to put it on my lid. That's just how I'm going to go with it. At least we have some color. Yeah. At least we got some color moving. At least we got some color going on now. I just can't believe it picked off, which is not out of the realm of possibility, considering that it's mostly mattes in this palette, but not to pick one shimmer. I think the shimmer, especially for my particular look, would have really set it off as far as give it some interest. But so far, this is a nice color. You could definitely see that. And we're gonna go back in. Yeah, I think this is a creamy matte because it's like putting a little divot into the shadow with the brush bristles. I'll show it to you in a minute. I know some people say they don't really care for the creamy mattes. Dion seems to like them, and upon my first knowingly using one, I think I like them as well. It's definitely the creamy part definitely comes into play. Excuse my phone. The creamy part does come into play because it does seem to be very creamy when you put the brush in and when you apply it to the eyelid or to the eye, wherever you're going to play it. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to get a little bit more to intensify, but I really want to put my hands or my brush in one of these satins. I mean, one of these, what you call it, shimmers, okay? Or metallics, whatever the heck it is. I really want to do that because This is like looking, this is like gonna be a there, not there. Look, remember that, what was that? The latte look? The coffee look, the latte look, cafe look, whatever it was. This is reminding me of that. That tonal, there, not there look, which I could get without using 6 shades. But the generator, we chose 6. She had like 8, and I knew I couldn't get the most. I like we kind of go is like maybe 5, so 6 pushing it, and I knew I couldn't do 8. So you see that P3? See, it has like a divot in it, and when I put my brush in, it seems to be more creamy. And it does have on the sides when I was trying to remove that excess shadow, it smeared versus wiped away, and there's nothing to blow away. It's like a cream, which is why it's called creamy matte. I'm going to assume that's what I use. So the next thing I need to get is I can find a brush that I want to use. I'm going to go into the C1, which is that tobacco color. As soon as I find a brush that makes sense, what kind of brush is this? Wing Me number 9. I don't know where that came from. I'm sure it came in something, but I know I wouldn't have bought that. This, what the heck, this is another precision eyelid. Just use one of those. I almost had 3 of these suckers in here. All over shadow. Okay, I'm gonna go into another all over shadow brush. Yeah, another complex culture brush. And we're gonna go into C1, which is the tobacco E shade. And it is another just regular matte. It coming up. Look how deep, dark, rich that is. Hopefully it's gonna give me some depth. So I'm glad to see this here. I'm focusing on the outer edge, bringing it into the lash line, and then sweeping it over into the crease. But focusing on the outer edge to get that lovely outer V that most of us love. And I'm blowing it out a little bit as well to get it more into that V shape, into that cat eye elongation. And that is mimicking my under eye circle, which is why I'm going to be concealing that so they're not competing, because right now you really can't see the dark shadow. Once I conceal under my eye, you'll be able to see it much better. I really like this shade because it's giving me some depth to the eye. Again, I'm going to focus on the outer edge and sweep it into the crease and into the outer lash line. Just creating a shape. Again, it's competing with my under eye circles. And you can leave, sometimes I open my eye just so I can see where it's going. Because right now it's looking like I didn't place any shadow here because it looks like it's connected to my under eye, which is not a good thing. And other people will drink more water, get better sleep. Okay, I've not tried that. Right? Okay, let's go back in here. Surely I just. All right. So I can't wait to clean under my eyes, because right now I don't know what the heck going on. What I am gonna do, I brush that off, the excess. I'm gonna take the clean brush now, and I'm just gonna go over to soften up the edges and continue to blow out that shadow. And I'm gonna do it on this side as well. The only other issue is that because I wear glasses, I can't. It's like detail is on myself is wonky because I can see detail on someone else, but because I can't, everything's kind of blurry to me. Anyway, I can't really see what's going on, even when I get up close, because I'm older now, so I get up close, things get blurry. Go backwards, things are blurry. I put my glasses on, can't see, can't get it on because glasses are in the way. All right, now what I need to do, I have one shade left, and that's W1. I'm going to show you the C1. It's right here. That's what we just used for the depth. And we're going to do W1, which is on the opposite end, same row. And we're going to put that using the same brush that we just used for C1 on the top edge. Okay, this wasn't kicking up nothing. Is it coming on the brush? Okay, now it's kicking up a little bit of powder. We're going to use that to soften that outer edge of the C1. So it's going to go like on top of the P1 that we used down to lay down all over the eye. In the middle of the R1 that we put on the brow bone. Almost went and dipped my brush into the wrong shade. So we've used all 6 shades now. You couldn't tell there's 6 shades on my eye. So this is the kind of pattern for somebody that really wants to use. Okay, and then this is for like a corporate person that can't really wear a lot of color, can get away with a little shimmer, a little lightness on the lid, but for the most part, everything's going to be very tonal, very subdued. And when they want to kick it up a notch, maybe they go into C1, they go into this C1, C2, C3. That'll be their nighttime look with incorporating some of these shades. But everything this way is going to be daytime, uh, corporate, going to work, and maybe sometime when they want to get a little risque, they'll put that C1 in the outer edge, or maybe even line with it, depending upon their skin tone or the shade that's on the lid, because otherwise it won't translate or show up. So, I know I put shadow on. You saw me put shadow on. And like I said, right now, part of the problem is my under eye circles are ruling the world here. They're ruling the world. So once I deal with that'll make the eye look a little better, because right now they're competing with each other, especially in the crease area where it's about as dark as my under eye. So we've used all the shades. We've used W1, W3, R1, P1, P3, and C1. And now I have to close it up because I cannot use any other shades. I can go back, however, and use shades and put them elsewhere, but I think I'm, for the most part, done with this. I'm surprised my eyes aren't watering. If it wasn't for that P3, you wouldn't be able to see nothing on my eyes, okay? So, the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to get rid of this under eye situation. This is Thread Beauty. This is a subsidiary, or it's under the parent company of the Lip Bar. No, it's LIS. Dag nabbit. One of them, either the Lip Bar or LYS, brought this out a couple years ago. I'm not sure if it's still in production or whatever, but it's Thread Beauty. And this is their foundation stick, number 160 in rich, warm brown. Oh, gotta be the Lip Bar because it says Detroit, Michigan on it. And that's the Lip Bar. The Lip Bar is based out of Detroit, and that's where I reside. Somebody said Detroit, Michigan. 48202, that's downtown, dog. That's from the downtown. So Thread Cosmetics is under the parent company of the Lip Bar. So what I'm going to do here, I think I'm going to use this, which is not a concealer brush. Is this one? This is an MOTD, Makeup of the Day, number 2 brush. But I think it's 2. It's stiff enough to get the product. I'm going to probably use that to get the product on, even though that's kind of stiff, to get the product off the stick, per se. Again, this is rich warm brown, 160. A nice formula. It ran about $8 when they first. It was supposed to be like a elfish type product as far as the price point. Very basic products, multitasking products for a little bit of money. And we're gonna do something with this, because this right here is ridiculous. And I'm going to use it to shape my outer V on my eye. So we bring that out. So this is a good brush because it has that point. It's allowing me to elongate and actually put a shape in there. I'm going to go into the inner to clean up around there a little bit. Get as close as I can to the lash line, the under lash line, and bring out the foundation. This is a foundation, it's not a concealer, but as you can see, it's a little lighter than my skin tone, especially right here on the dark part. But you can already see the difference, how it's not competing with the under eye anymore. And you can see a shape now from the actual product, making it a little bit more seamless and even. So it's just to even things out. And I can definitely see it's just like I got a black eye. So let's go on the other side. I'm going to use the other side of the brush. Because sometimes, the product starts to cake up and doesn't allow things to spread like it should. So let's do this side. Let's see if we get the same result. And this is my shade. And they have, I think they had like 10 to 15 different shades. So I don't know if they expanded it. I don't even, like I said, I don't even know if it's still being manufactured, being sold. Might be able to find it on eBay. It was a nice price point. Definitely a nice price point. I think, like I said, this foundation was $8, and it's a full stick foundation. It's not like half the product or anything like that. It's a full stick. And again, I went on the outer edge here, and that's going to give me some definition. I'm just going on the opposite side to, like angle it out, which I didn't do on this side, but I'm doing it on the opposite side of my brow, so to speak. So it's going to angle that out, as you can see. And now my eye want to water. That's what I know. That's tried and true. And I'm talking and talking. I'm almost at an hour just doing my eyes. But like I said, I didn't really know what I wanted to do as far as the look. But like I said, next time I do a collab, and it's like a random generator or whatever, I am going to pay attention to the colors because I just pulled it out and came in here and sat down and started filming after I contacted Dion and said, "Hey, what do we name this sucker?" And making sure that I know the parameters as far as like what kind of base we were. I thought we were both going to use the Fenty, but I couldn't find mine, so I was just letting her know that I couldn't find it. We were supposed to be using it, and what I was going to have to use in its place. It's where it's probably supposed to be, that Fenty primer, but I just don't happen to know exactly where that is at the moment. So there's me messing up in there. But yeah, it's a full. I'm not gonna pull it all the way up. It was a full stick. So it's usually like yep, and a little bit more because usually a full stick of a foundation stick is like 0.25 ounces. This is 0.34, which translates into 9.5 grams. Now it's a affordable product. I don't want to say cheap, but like the lid has cracked. It's very minimal packaging. It's put together for function and not aesthetics. So you're gonna get the work. You're gonna get the functionality out of it. It's a cute color. You could display it, but for the most part, it's a foundation. Put the foundation on. Put this up in the drawer somewhere. You could display it if you want, but that's not what it's for. Next, we're gonna take my Fenty Beauty Bright. This is the Bright Fix Instant Brightening Blurring Powder in Cinnamon number 5. Okay. And my eye wants to water. I jinxed myself by bringing that little issue up that it wasn't doing it. So I'm gonna take a paper towel and I'm gonna do this to try to catch the liquid, the tears before they come out my eye. So I'm gonna take this powder puff. This is the shade of the powder. Kind of let it adjust. See, it was doing it for me earlier. Let's see. This is cinnamon. I want to get I think they got a peach or something. Dang, man. It just don't, okay. They don't want to act right, so they have a little puff. So I'm going to take this puff, glide it over the powder, and I'm going to take that, and I'm going to go under the eye and over where I used the foundation. Really go up under that eye. And I forgot, I learned, now that I'm in my 50s here, that I need to use a eye cream prior to using color products because they will cake, they will get patchy, bunch up, they won't apply well, they'll crack, they'll settle into my fine lines if I don't put an extra layer of moisturization on the under eye prior to putting any type of product there. Now, I'm not going to do my whole face, but you can see from right there how you can see now that C1, that dark tobacco brown, is like a brown black. Now you can see it because it's no longer competing with my under eye for visibility. Now, I don't usually use this Bright Fix in the manner that I'm using it now because I'm not putting on foundation all over the face. So I'm trying to concentrate it and bring it down, but without applying it to the face. Like ombre it out or blend it out. So I'm using less powder as I go down, but I'm bringing it down because I do have this coloration on the face that will take away from the look as well. So I think that's enough because I did not think to bring a let me bite my fingers off. Oh, the powder everywhere. I did not think to bring a what you call that thing? Powder brush. So next we're gonna use a random. This is from Koki. This is the Gel Ink Dual Ended Eyeliner Play 2-in-1 Waterproof, Smudge Proof, Long Lasting, up to 12 hours Dual Ended Eyeliner in Amethyst and Matte Black. Uh-oh. Here's hoping. Dang. So the amethyst, I know it's amethyst. I thought this was gonna be black and black, but the pencil part is amethyst, and that might. No, that's not gonna play well with that. That's not gonna play well with that. So we're gonna stick to. Let's see, did it go here or where did this go? Nope. Let's go here. We're gonna stick to this gel liner, which is the black, which is fine. Otherwise, I will just grab my Maybelline Cover Tube, and we're gonna go lay it flat with the tip facing the nose. We're gonna lay that flat and just bring it straight across. Again, I wear glasses and I really can't see what's happening all that much, which is why I prefer a brush tip ink liner versus the felt. This is felt. Clinique has a great brush tip ink liner. So I'm gonna go up at an angle to do quick little wing. What I hope is gonna look like a wing. And then I might have to go back in with that powder on one of those brushes on my eyeline on my eyeshadow brushes to clean up the wing. So we're gonna This time, instead of going toward the nostril because it's on my left eye and I'm right-handed, we're going to use the tip of the brush. We're going to create the wing part first. It's just the way I do it. And if I had my Maybelline curvature tube, see, I really can't see because it's the angle to detail. I'm going to bring that across. And then we're going to take, I hope you can see what I'm doing. Just a tip and bring that across that line. Alright, and then I'm going to take this. I'm going to see what's going on here. And then I'm going to flick a little thinner line at the end there. And I'm going to bring, at the tip, bring that up and over to meet. And then I'm probably going to have to do something with the other side because it's probably not even anymore. That's a better, well, they're kind of almost the same. Kind of almost the same. The Maybelline Cover 2 would have been like, whoop, whoop, because it's already angled. So, and the way you can clean the line up instead of like making the line fatter and fatter and fatter and fatter, or making it go out so far because you're constantly trying to thin it out in a way. As I'm constantly moving, messing with it, is I'm gonna take this brush. I think I won this from Dion. She had a brush giveaway, which she gave away some brushes. This is the Sculpt Barnes 60, but it's an angled brush. And I'm gonna go into the Bright Fix powder again, and I'm taking it on that angle. It's a little stiff, which is good. I'm gonna like run it across the powder here. Got a little bit of that, knock that off, and I'm gonna take that angle and go up under that liner to kind of soften out the line a little bit and give it a little bit more, like it'll be light up under there, so it'll give it a little bit more contrast, and it'll thin out the line without me using more black liner. So I'm using this for negative space, I guess, and to carve out the shape a little bit more. See, it thinned it out because it was a little fat, but this thinned it out. And the other issue is that it's in my crow's feet, I guess that's what they call it. So it's getting a little lost in translation there. So I'm gonna do the other side as well. I'm taking the brush. I'm trying to figure out which way the brush is going, and I'm gonna point the tip of the brush toward the nose, and I'm sweeping outward and down. If you can't see, because I got it on this side, outward and then down, and that will also make the line look like it's more elongated, and like I said, thin it out without. The more you go further back, the longer it gets because you're trying to make it thinner toward the tip. So this will just take away the fatness on the bottom part. And I'm taking it, bringing it down. And now my eye want to water and mess up my little work there. Okay. And I thinned that side out a little too much. So we're going to take this liner again, and I might have to go back and, call it, do some more work. Because now they're not looking the same. Okay. I'm just lightly doing it like that. And filling in that part. Oh! Okay, it's a little fat. It's a little fat. Go here. There we go. There we go. And then bring it down. I mean, you could do this with concealer, which would probably be a little bit better because it'll adhere more and give you more opacity. But I didn't want to add more. I want to put a cream on top of the powder, although you can. I just didn't feel like doing it at the moment. It didn't occur to me to do that. I'll just say that like that. All right, so now we got it a little bit better. They look a little bit more like sisters. Now, let's have my the shade names on it, numbers or whatever. All right, when we're done, all I have to do now, or no, I'm gonna use this random Benefit Fan Fest in black mascara. How I got it, who knows? I don't think I've ever used it. This is the brush. I don't know. I haven't heard a thing about it. I just saw it. It's the first thing I saw. Is it curved in here? Oh, it's a curved. So I'm using it wrong. I was using it wrong. It's a curved brush. So now that means you have to use it in a different way. I like going over the tops of my lashes and combing through. I like a wetter formula, and this may have been one at some point, but I've had this forever. And I like to go, like I say, over the tops and under the bottom. And when you have a curved brush, you have to use it a certain way. And I like to take the tip, the very tip of the mascara wand, and go on my outer lashes and pull them through for separation and to actually get the color on there and get that flutter, that butterfly flutter on the edges there. And I go back and forth over the tips just to deepen, darken those up. I'm more of a so I'm going back and forth, back and forth. I'm more of a volume than length. I like separation. So I'm more volume, separation than length. So give me all the volume. Give it to me. What you say? Give it to me right away. Give it to me. Give it to me. Ain't that Rick James? I think that's Rick James. I don't know. I can't remember. I'm usually pretty good with songs, but yeah. This video probably longer than it is when I'm doing my whole freaking face. Talking a lot, explaining a lot. So I apologize. Hers may not be as long as mine. I'm not sure if she's doing a full face, but our videos will probably be, if she's doing a full face, our videos will probably be about the same length. However, I did not do a full face. So what does that tell you? That's why she is the pro licensed makeup artist. And I continue to be the makeup enthusiast. Okay, I have a little transfer on my lid, but I'm going to tell you what to do about that. Let it sit, let it dry, get you a spoolie, and knock off the flakes. Don't go messing with it or trying to put more product on top of the eyeshadow on top of it. Let it dry, get your spoolie, and knock it off. Okay, now we're going to do brows, and we're going to be done with this. I don't know if this had a lid to it or not. This is like a little sample, deluxe sample. This is, again, is a Benefit. Precisely my brow in number 4. I think 5 is the color that I would use, so I'm sure I got this in somebody's beauty bag. I believe this is a pretty good brow situation, and this, I'm sure it comes with the spoolie, but not with the what you call this, the sample or the mini or the travel, whatever it is. I don't even know if I've ever used this or not. It seems a little scratchy, but this might just be because it's the mini. I'm not sure. I'm hoping you guys can see what I'm doing. Please excuse my zit that wants to be right there when I'm positioning my brow. And that sucker's a little long, so I might take some powder and do something with it. So now you can see that, what was that? The R1 up under the brow is lighter. So now you can see the transition from my brow, the R1, what I put in the middle, the P1 all over. I took that P, no, I took what the hell did I take? I took the R1, P1, P3, the W3 on top of the C1 to soften, blend it out. Yeah, I believe that's what I did. Go back and check and tell me if I did it right, if I said it right. I don't remember. Because I did not plan this out, which I probably should have. But let's do the other side. Usually I get my brows pretty good, but you know with your brows, the more you mess with it, the bigger they get, the longer they get, the darker they get, and they never get to look like the same. If you don't like get them in the same shape upon initial application. When you go, when you're in it trying to match them after the fact, they get out of control. And you'll be here all day trying to fix your brows. Now, let me see here. I'm taking my hand, my finger there to clean up. And the problem is, I have this, like I said, I got this bump right here. So it looks like the brow's coming in a little bit further than it is. So I'm trying to make that look a little bit more prominent. And it looks a little bit more curved. And it seems like also with this brow on this side on my right eye, it seems like that brow is longer in length than my left, like the hair. So I try to elongate the left side to match the right in a way. And try not to let it get it. I'm letting it get away from me because I'm messing with it too much. And it seems to be a little fuller on the bottom here on the other side. So here I go. Doing what I said I shouldn't do. I'm doing it. I'm lifting up the brow at that angle. Okay. I'm going to leave it alone because what it is what it is. I'll take this. Ooh, Lord help me. And now I need a spoolie. Does I have anything with a spoolie in here? I said I need to get a spoolie, and I don't even have a spoolie. So, how am I going to get the flakes off? Take my my trusty handy nail here, and I'm just going to, well, one of these nails, and I'm going to rip off. I'm done. Yes, it took 40 years. I'm done. Uh, so, an hour in, and I am done with this look. And here we go. Now you can see that there's shadow there. You can see some gradation, excuse me, between the colors, the shape. It's a nice look. Something you can put on with all these colors. I don't necessarily need all these colors to get this look. Maybe that P1, the P1, the R1, the P3, and the C1. P1. So what I say? P1, P3, C1, R1. So I didn't need W. I didn't need the warms. I didn't need the warm one or the W3. So warm one, W1, W3. I did not need. I could have got away with R1, P1, P3, and C1, which is 4 shades, which is typically what I use. So those 2 extra shades they're basically there but not there. You know they're there because you saw me put them on, but you don't see them. But I do like the look. This is like, for me, this is some, basic Betty. I'm just getting that P3 kind of translated into the inner corner, and it's not moving because it's more of a creamy shadow, and it's not, powdery, so it's like adhering to the skin more than being able to flick off a powder. So this is the look, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out Dion Laura. I'm going to leave her information in the description box. We done a collab, y'all. We used the Natasha Denona Eye Sculpt Texture and Tone Palette in Dramatic. I should set it off with a lippy, but I've kept you long enough. I'm put these glasses on so I can see what it look like. And yeah, it's a nice look. Wear it to work. It's just basic. Yeah, I'm getting excess powder off. Ooh, Lord. These freaking moles or scan tags, whatever they keep multiplying. And what I would have done is, I don't mind my tail being out that far, but some people might, so I would have taken some powder and just like powdered it down from there so it wouldn't be so. But I don't mind. I think it elongates my eye a little bit more, and it's more of a blown out effect. But I'm out of here. And can you see that from behind my glasses? If not for the liner in that P3, it's cool. Something quick and easy to put on real quick. Don't have to think about it. Once you actually turn off, man. Once you actually get it on. But yeah, I like it. It'll do. And now I've used it. Because I bought it when it first came out. I think this fucker was $82, but I got it on sale. I think I paid it like 50 something. I found me a sale now. So there we go. I don't know why I'm doing this because this is not going to be the picture. Bye. And thank you so much for taking the time out to watch this collab. Please check out Dion. Great, great artist. Great, great personality. She will grow on you and you must sub to her. I'll see y'all. Bye.